TGIF, thank God it's fish. Welcome to Breakfast at Fishies, 7:20 in the morning. This is Friday, getting you ready for Cowboys at Washington. We'll do it with top 10 takes. We'll obviously do it with your help as well. Always enjoy your comments, whether it's live along the side or after the show or during the show below. If you enjoy what we do here over the course of the next 15 or 20 minutes, yeah, that's right, give me 15 or 20 minutes and I'll give you the Cowboys world. Would you please not only hit the like button, but would you subscribe to what we do here? It's absolutely free. Item 1, Tales of Terror. When we first were all watching, and we were all, wait till you see the numbers on this, the Damar Hamlin situation, it certainly occurred to many of us, and many people said it live on the air. I've never seen anything like this. And of course, not like that, but our Richie Witt has gone back and done kind of a quick look at Michael Irvin and his neck in Philadelphia. Jerry Jones is down on the field with him, and Irvin's laying on the field for 20 minutes. They have to cut his face mask off, take him away, and he is diagnosed, as we now know, with that spinal column issue that ended his career. And I'm not going to get into the Philly fans and their reaction to all that. I think we all understand that. There's a Emmitt Smith game at Chicago. I think this was Monday Night Football, and I think I was there, 1996, 97. And Emmitt goes up and over the top, lands on his shoulder and side. He can't feel his shoulder, and he can't feel his arm, and he's got tingling going down his leg. And they take him off on a stretcher. He goes to the hospital in Chicago, is able to walk out of the hospital the next morning under his own power, but nevertheless scary. NFC Championship game, a little before my time, there's a guy at Texas Stadium, a fan dressed as a snowman. He bumps into a hot chocolate salesman with a sterno fire thing, and the snowman lights on fire. Sounds comedic, and I suppose the people involved can laugh at it now, but he suffered severe burns from that incident. These odd, tragic things do happen. They happen in sports, they happen out of sports. The hockey player for the Stars that basically had a heart attack while he was sitting on the bench, had surgery after that on his heart, never played again. Rick Carlisle collapsing at a Mavs practice a couple years ago, needed 5 days to recover. The Rangers announcer who lost it on the air, on TV, and was describing a stolen base and was speaking complete gibberish. The Rangers fan who fell out of the stands at the stadium to his death. How do we deal with these things? Darren Woodson's going to help us with that in a minute. Item 2, Woodson and Ware yesterday. I just can't say enough. This could be the third time I've said it in the last 12 hours. Look at the numbers, look at the results, but also look at the people. Look at the ambassadors. Look at the way they conducted themselves. Neither of these guys is on some campaign. Some players do that, and I don't blame them, by the way. These guys aren't on some campaign. But yesterday, by accident, was their campaign speech. Yes and yes to Woodson and Ware in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Item 3. Not all of us consider the number 13 lucky. But this can work for the Cowboys. The Cowboys win at Washington. By the way, they're favored by 7.5 or so now. Cowboys win at Washington. They move past 12 wins. They get their 13th win. What does 13 wins do for you? It gives you, first of all, you are elite in this league in this season with 13 wins. They will tie the franchise record for regular season wins with a record of 13-4. The only other Cowboy teams to get to 13, 1992, 2007, 2016. The 92 squad, of course, won the Super Bowl. The other two did not win a playoff game. This is a reminder, by the way, when we say they're never good. Boy, they were really good. 13 win good in 2007 and 2016. And now here we are again. Cross your fingers. Item 4. You play who you play and you beat who you beat. It does help, though, that in recent weeks you've played Gardner Minshew, Josh Dobbs, the benched Colts quarterback situation, the double weird bad quarterback situation in Houston, and now you get Sam Howell. And then, by the way, you probably get reacquainted with a quarterback that you've actually heard of named Tom Brady in the playoffs. Item 5. We can't help rubbernecking. That's one way of looking at it. Or we can't help caring. You can look at it either way. We talk a lot about TV ratings and how the Cowboys, every week, every year, big game, little game, they lead. This is the highest rated for all the wrong reasons, except that we care. Bills-Bengals became the most watched Monday Night Football game in ESPN history. The audience grew to 24 million when the game turned into the news event that it was and is. The network's previous record of 22 million set by the Packers-Vikings in 2009. Again, some degree of rubbernecking. That's human nature. Hopefully, a great degree of care and concern. That's human nature, too. Item. This week, the 40th anniversary of Tony Dorsett's 99-yard run against my beloved Vikings. Speaking of Monday Night Football. Don Meredith is on the broadcast, and he said, he's yelling during the run, 99 yards and a half. And it pretty much was. Check this out regarding Tony Dorsett's breakaway speed, famous breakaway speed. Tony Pollard has more 30-plus yard touchdowns in 2022 than Tony Dorsett ever had in a single season. Don't misunderstand this as some sort of player comparison, although you might think maybe it is, but it's certainly a statistical comparison. Item. In NASCAR, in salute of the iconic driver of the number 3 car, Dale Earnhardt, they hold up number 3. Fans do. I think you'll probably see that again this weekend in the NFL, don't you? Item 8, Richie Witt Research. By the way, CowboysSI.com. Nobody does it like CowboysSI.com. This is the finest Dallas Cowboy writing, journalistic, video, sports media outlet in the world. It's also arguably the most popular, thanks to you. I appreciate you going to CowboysSI.com as frequently as you do. In case you were curious, and I think now everybody is, for Cowboys games played at AT&T Stadium, there are 30 medical professionals on hand, including a neurological trauma expert and an airway management specialist. The Bills medical people and those in Cincinnati too, getting and deserving incredible amount of credit for the incredible work they did. They saved, it appears, Damar Hamlin's life, starting with CPR. In Cincinnati, Hamlin was rushed from the stadium to the nearby hospital, level 1 trauma center. It's 4 miles away. As it happens, Arlington does not have that specific facility. There are 5 level 1 trauma centers in Dallas, 2 in Fort Worth, 1 in Plano. So according to Richie, if a player were to sustain an injury comparable to Hamlin's and have it occur at AT&T, that person would be taken to Baylor University Medical Center in Dallas, in Deep Ellum, which is 21 miles away. Make of that what you will. I don't know if that means, hey, let's hurry up and create that level of facility as quickly as we can, as close as we can to AT&T Stadium, but it's a thought. Item 9. We went through some of these numbers the other day. CD's almost this, Zeke's almost that, Tony Pollard's almost that. I'm not going to argue with you about Dak Prescott on this. I'm just going to give you a number. Dak will get to 185 yards passing on Sunday, we presume. When he gets to 185, he will be tied for the third fastest NFL quarterback to reach 25,000 yards. It will happen in his 97th game, putting him behind only Stafford at 90. Took Stafford 90 games to get to 25,000 yards. Took Dan Marino 92 games to get to 25,000 yards. It'll tie him when he gets to 185 at 97 with Jared Goff, Kurt Warner, and Peyton Manning. Again, does this mean Dak Prescott is Marino and Manning? It's just a number, but it's a hell of a number. And finally, on this TGIF 720 morning, and I appreciate your patience with our technology struggles. We'll do it live, or we'll do it however we got to do it. So thank you for being here, and thank you for tolerating us. Woody yesterday devoted a great part of his pre-Hall of Fame candidacy press conference here in Frisco at the Star by talking about Hamlin, and it was just perfect. And then later in the conversation, and that's really what it was. This was not a press conference. Jerry wasn't there. There wasn't a PR guy really dictating things. This was Woody and Ware and the media. At one point, this conversation turned to why you guys do what you do. Quote from Woodson, and I'll close with this. It's what we do. It's what football players have been doing since day one. You know the risks that are out there. We are going to pray for DeMar and his family, but at the same time, and he called for an intensified prayer, and he said, don't just say it, do it. But Woodson adds, we are cut from this cloth. You can ask some of the guys out on the field, and yes, they are thinking about it. But they're going to walk out there on Sunday and put the cleats on and the helmet on and go back to work, because it's just part of who we are. Fish.